Welcome back to Sportsbook Review Videos. It is a stacked Friday night of NBA action with 11 games on slate for you here this evening, and I have chosen my top two plays of the night that I think hold some excellent value here. A couple of late West Coast games, and we'll start it off in Denver, where the Phoenix Suns are coming into town to play the Nuggets, only as a 2-point road favorite in this one, but I think the total is actually where the value lies a little bit more here at 206 to 206 and a half. Now, the Nuggets have actually been a lot better than I think what a lot of people suspected they'd be, and I think a lot of that credits Mike Malone. However, the Phoenix Suns are starting to pull some things together as well, especially on the offensive end, and with a total of just 206 and a half tonight in the altitude in Denver, I actually think the over could have a pretty good value on this one here. Even though these two teams played just a few nights ago and the Nuggets only scored about 81 points against one another, Phoenix is averaging 109 points per game over their last 5 games, whereas Denver giving up about 103 per game over the course of the season, and Phoenix scoring about 105 per game on the year. I think that provides us with a lot of value potentially for the Suns to have another big scoring game against this Nuggets team that lacks a lot of defense. And on the flip side, I think the Nuggets are definitely a lock for much more than they had here a few nights ago when these two teams played in Phoenix. Much different scenario, I think, this evening here in a game in Denver with Moutier playing up against here the Phoenix guards. I think it's going to be a big struggle for him. Probably going to turn the ball over. Likely going to lead to a lot of Phoenix fast break points. If the Suns can get up to the 110 range in this one, I think it's an easy value on the over here at 206. Next up is the final game of the night, one of the marquee matchups of the evening, actually, too, as well, with the Chicago Bulls going into Golden State, trying to hand the Golden State Warriors their first straight-up loss of the season. Now, if you remember, the Chicago Bulls did beat the Golden State Warriors on a last-second shot last season in Golden State. One of their only losses, their first loss at home, actually, was against the Chicago Bulls. Could their first loss of the season overall be against the Chicago Bulls once again? I think it all depends on whether or not Derrick Rose plays, but if he does play, the Bulls at plus 8.5 to plus 8, depending on where you're getting them here, look like a tremendous value. This Chicago team now with a different style of play under Fred Hoiberg, I think can run with the Golden State Warriors. They're definitely still pretty good defensively here as a top 10 defensive rated team in the NBA. If you look at it, Golden State also has lost 3 of their last 4 games against the spread, and I think once again possibly just a little bit overvalued after coming back from a 20-point deficit last night against the Clippers to win and cover that game. I think Golden State Warriors pushing their luck just a little bit here over their last 3 or 4 games against the spread. I'm taking the points with Chicago. Even though Chicago might still lose this game, I think they keep it close within 4 or 5 points. Those are your NBA picks of the day. Best of luck to you on those two. Make sure you check out my article as well for a little more information on these two games as we get closer to tip-off tonight. But until then, for Sportsbook Review, I'm Jordan Sharp.